Hello again, everyone. Welcome or welcome back. This is Little K Artistry. If you are just joining me for the first time, welcome. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this video. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you so much. If you haven't yet subscribed, I hope that you enjoy this video and you will consider subscribing to my little art channel in my little corner of the art world. I am in my studio at Little K Artistry today, and today this is my testing lab. I am going to be trying out a new pouring medium. It's very simple. It's only got 2 ingredients. If it works and I can achieve the look that I'm going for, I will share it with you all so that you can all try it as well. If you like the way this looks, I have no idea what this is going to look. This is an experiment. This is the testing lab. It may end up working really, really well. It may end up looking absolutely disgusting and I'll end up scraping it and starting over, but I don't know. So we're gonna find out together. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to talk you through this. I'm going to tell you what colors I'm using, and then like I said, I'm using a new pouring medium. Very simple. I'm also using a top layer that does not have Floetrol in it of any kind, and I'm going to see if I can achieve a watercolor look. I did yesterday, but I used some golden fluid acrylics, and the golden fluid acrylics did not allow the cells to retain their shape, and they kind of melted a little bit. So I don't think golden fluids are gonna work for this style, for this pouring medium. So I'll be using some tube paints. These are the golden fluid acrylics here. I have some in the larger bottles and then some of the smaller bottles. These are fantastic for the style of painting that I do that is called abstract cellism. You have seen, I'm sure if you've watched any of my videos, you've seen how I just kind of drizzle the paint on the canvas and then put the black top layer on and then blow it out and then spin it and the cells just magically appear. That's abstract cellism, and that is the golden fluid acrylics are perfect for that medium, and I can share that with you as well. And there's so many things I want to share with you all so that you can try this too. So thank you for joining me. Let's get started. I'll walk you through this, let you know what I'm going to do. For this demonstration, I am going to be using a can of house paint, just white house paint. So I have something as a base to spin this off of. Normally I wouldn't use this, but this is just kind of a real quick fix, and it's very inexpensive. And this is a tester piece. I might not keep it because I don't know how it's going to turn out. So I am going to put a little bit of a base coat. This is just a house paint. It's fairly thin. And what I want to get, like I said, is I'm trying to get a watercolor look. So I want some long cells that stretch, and then I kind of want the colors to blend a little bit together. So it looks a little bit like a watercolor painting, or sometimes it looks a little bit like stained glass. That would be nice too if I could get that look. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just going to use a very small amount of each color, and then I'm going to put the top layer on a little bit differently. I'm not going to puddle it. I'm going to do a ring. So let me just real quick. There's a couple of, not very many. Okay. This is Liquitex Basics, and this is Phthalo Blue, one of my favorites. I love Phthalo Blue. So I'm going to put just a little dab of Phthalo Blue right there. Because I'm using quite a few colors, maybe a little bit more. I'm using quite a few colors here today, so I don't want to overwhelm the canvas. So there's the Phthalo Blue. The next color I'm going to put down is, of course, a Phthalo Green, which is also Liquitex Basics. I love when these two blend because it makes a Phthalo Turquoise. And if you've been watching any of my recent videos, you'll know I'm kind of stuck on Phthalo Turquoise. I love it. So I'm going to kind of mix those two together, put one sort of on top of the other. Now again, I'm not using very much paint at all. I want to have a good amount of watercolor look, so I want the colors to really spread out and thin out. So I don't need very much of them. This is also Liquitex Basics, and this is one of my favorites. This is Prussian Blue. My favorite Prussian blue is the Golden Fluid Acrylics. It is absolutely the most beautiful blue I've ever seen, but this Liquitex Basics is also really good. So that one I'm going to put over here. See, I'm not using very much. All these paints that I've mixed are going to go a long way. I'll be able to do a lot of paintings with these. That's why I love this style. The next one I'm going to be doing also is, this is an Amsterdam, and this is Primary Yellow. I do love the Amsterdam tube paints. They're wonderful, very highly pigmented. So we put a little bit of that right there. May end up that I'm not putting enough paint on here, but I don't know. I'm just testing it out. And this is also Liquitex Basics, and this is Quinacridone Magenta. Very, very pretty pink. So we'll put some of that right there. Awesome. Okay, now, normally what I would do, and what a lot of other fluid artists do when they do this style, is you put a little puddle of the black down. I don't want a ton of cells, but I do want some cells that are going to stretch out. So what I was thinking about this when I was working my other job today, cleaning houses. I'm always distracted with painting. I don't know why. I just love it. So, and I get so many ideas. A lot of them are in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping. I don't know if that happens to you or not, but one of the tips that I learned a long time ago when I was life coaching that helps in all different areas, but especially in artistic areas or creative thinking, or if you're writing or whatever, if you get ideas in the middle of the night, make sure you have a notepad and a pen beside your bed. Wake up. Don't just go back to sleep and go, I'll remember it, I'll write it down in the morning, because you won't remember it. Turn the light on real quick, jot it down. You will be glad that you did. Another thing that you can do, sometimes if you don't have a notepad next to your bed, if you have the note feature on your phone, and you can do a voice, or voice recording, whatever you want, voice to text or a voice recording. I actually have a voice recorder on my phone, because my voice to text, oh my word, I woke up in the middle of the night one night, had this great idea, and I did voice to text. I wanted to write the note, but I didn't want to write in the middle of the night, so I spoke into it, and then I went back to sleep, and then I woke up the next morning, and I tried to read I couldn't decipher what it was. I had no idea what I said in the middle of the night, but it was not what came out in that note. So maybe a voice recording will work too. So this is the idea that I had today, was to do a ring of this top layer. And again, this top layer this is the cell maker. There's a fly in here, and I'm about ready to lose my mind. It keeps flying past. If anybody out there is a fly swatter, get that fly. So normally this is what you would use a puddle, and you'd use a lot of fluid artists out there now will use a top layer. They'll call it a cell activator. It doesn't activate anything because there's no chemical reaction, but whatever. It's what causes the cells to form, and all it does is it mixes with the pigment in the paint and causes it to sink, and the cells form. It's all scientifical. It's the Rayleigh-Taylor instability theory. It's really cool. It's all scientifical. But a lot of artists will put a circle and then blow it out, a puddle. They call it a puddle. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a circle, because I don't want a lot of cells. Like I said, this is a test. It might end up looking terrible, but I want to try it and see. I'm just going to make a circle like that. Not very much at all. And it might end up that I didn't put enough on there and it's going to look terrible. I don't know. But we'll just wait and see. There's a couple of bubbles. Got a really good container of house paint. I went to the Lowe's here in Bangor, where I live in Maine, and I pulled all the ones out from the front and went all the way to the back, and I found one that was really dusty. Been sitting on the shelf for a while. No bubbles. Okay, here we go. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna put a little bit more of this base layer down because I want to make sure I can blow it out. Okay, there we go. Might need a little more after, but let's see. Okay, here we go. I have my hairdryer on low. So most of that black top layer is on the outside, which is exactly what I wanted to happen, because I wanted the cells to be on the outside so that they would stretch. Okay, this is sort of kind of what I was looking for. I am going to spin it and see what happens. Again, this was a tester, so it's not going to be exactly, it's not going to be perfect. But I just wanted to kind of see what would happen if I put a ring of this top layer down to create the cells on the outside versus, very cool. Okay, see, so now there are cells out here. See how they're long? I don't know if you can see that in the video or not, but they're longer. That's really pretty. And there's a little bit of a concentration of colors in the middle, which is also what I was looking for, because I'm thinking once I do this on a larger canvas, what I might do, this is another thing I was thinking of today while I was cleaning toilets, what I might do once I get it, blow it out and then spin it, let it go, you know, get the composition that I want, let it go, let it dry, and then go back in later and do some detail in the center. Once I get the petals or the leaves or the basic design the way I want it. Yeah, see how light and just, it's very, it's so pretty. It's not exactly what I was looking for. I might need to tweak how I puddle the colors, but it's very close to what I was hoping to get. Very pretty. So just light, just a few cells. Some of them are really long. A little bit of mixing of the colors. And it's very pretty. I really like it. I don't know if you all can see this. I think if you're watching on a smartphone, you can zoom in. Hopefully. So there are a couple of spots on here, if you're able to zoom, and I'm going to take close-ups of it later. There are a few spots like this right here, and this here, and then out here there's a couple of long cells. That's the look that I'm going for. I want those long cells. So I think what I did will work moving forward. What I think I need to do is probably a larger canvas for the next try, and maybe a larger puddle of colors, and then instead of putting the ring as far on the outside as I did, bring it in a little bit closer, not a puddle, but a smaller ring, and then blow it out that way. I think that will achieve pretty much exactly what I'm looking for. But this is really beautiful, the way these colors have mixed. It's just, oh, it's so pretty. I'm very happy with the way this came out. I am going to test, I don't know if you've seen some of my other videos where you see me kind of sticking my skewer in. What I'm doing is just testing the depth of the paint in the middle of the canvas, because I want to make sure that when I'm spinning it, I spin enough of the paint off so that it dries. And typically I can kind of eyeball how much. Yeah. So it's a little bit thick still. Not too bad, but I'm going to spin it a little bit more just to see if I can spin off a little bit more of the paint. But really, I think this is just lovely. Another thing that, and since this is a tester, I'm going to play around with it. See, as I'm stretching it, these blue cells are getting bigger here. Oh, that's so pretty. So this is just a dotting tool, because if you remember from my last video, if you watched, I started my fluid art journey with doing mandala and stones. I could just come in here and draw with a dotting tool, make some squiggles and designs. I'm not going to on this one, but that is an option. But I really like this. I actually like the fact that the center is not really compact. It's very light and watery. So pretty much, yeah, I think this was a success. What do you guys think? If you want to drop a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think of this. If you think this is something that you would like to kind of play around with. If you want to know what the pouring medium is, I do want to make sure this dries well and that these cells, the few cells that I have, will stay put. I want to make sure they don't melt in. There are times though when I want that, when I don't want the real crisp cells, I want real watery looking, very light, soft cells. But these look like they're really going to stand up well. And this is so beautiful, the way these colors have blended. But it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I'm going to count this as a success. I don't know what you guys think. So drop a comment below. I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate you so much. Please like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't yet, and let me know what you think. There are a couple of you have made comments of where you're from. We've got people from all over Argentina and Australia, I believe. There was one gal who commented, I think she's in France, I think. Just amazing. And Canada, all over the US, so very cool to see where you guys are from. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you for your kind words. I appreciate the kind words. And I usually delete the comments that aren't very kind. Nobody has time for that, right? So thank you very much for watching. Take care. Have a beautiful day. Mwah! And thank you.